Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Altered Reality with Alex and Anastasia. We are here to talk a little bit about everything, kind of. We're here to touch upon lifestyles, from the yachting industry to being on reality TV, to, how everything kind of came to be. We have two great hosts on this show, so I'm going to introduce them now. Let's see what's going on. How we doing, guys?
Hey, what's up, Justin? How's it going?
Hello.
So
we're so excited to be here.
So, Justin, this is your first time meeting Anastasia.
It is, yeah. And you know what, Anastasia? I've heard some great things. Every time I bring up your name, people are like, oh my God, Anastasia, she was like one of the most entertaining people on Below Deck.
Oh, you're kissing her ass
No,
now.
for sure. Honestly, I mentioned it to my girlfriend earlier, and she was like, "Oh my God, she's great." So yeah, you got some fans out there, and
that's so sweet.
So Anastasia, kind of give the people an idea what me and you talked about, and like kind of what our vision is right now, because you came up with the name Altered Reality, and I think it's a fucking unreal name for like what we want to do and who we are and our backgrounds, X, Y, and Z. If you want to just kind of take the floor on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's such a cool thing for us to come together, because every time you and I talk, I feel like it's either super inappropriate or it's really deep and it kind of gets to another level. And I think because of our collective experiences and all the crazy things that we've done at such a young age, we really do live in this altered reality. We're both coming from this crazy yachting background, and, we've both been on reality TV. And I think that really gives a different life perspective and experience. And, I think a lot of people are really interested to hear our stories and hear our points of view on things. And, we're kind of getting to this point in our lives where things are starting to shift and they're starting to change, and our perceptions are changing, and how do we deal with those changes? And how can we make fun of ourselves and laugh, but then also how can we look back and reflect on those moments and grow as people? So I think everybody's kind of living in their own altered reality, and it's just kind of interesting to get sneak peeks into other people's worlds. So I'm really excited to be here so we can get raw.
And honestly, on that point, like, we're gonna get fucking probably too dirty on some of the shit we're gonna say, but on that point, it's like you've known me for a little while now, kind of us like chatting for the last year and a half and like really being super close. But a lot of people that don't know, it's like I'm starting to become more vocal about what goes on in my headspace and all the anxiety I deal with and how anxious and depression. It's like, so honestly, for this platform, for me, I really want to just like kind of help kind of tell my story, because I'm not saying like anyone cares, but I just think like for a lot of guys out there that are afraid to talk about things and afraid to be vulnerable and just kind of real, I just want to tell them, like, this is what I go through, man. Just because you see me for 1 second on TV and I'm the happy party guy, that means fucking nothing. At the end of the day, It's like, we all have the same fucking lives. We all go through the same shit. We all work. We all do X, Y, and Z. It's like, this is just the real shit we go through, And like, even with you, you get it. Like, you travel the world, you go through your own shit, but like, you're so positive with all like the negative things you've gone through. You always find a way, I feel like, to see the bright side. And that's what I love about you for.
Oh, that's so sweet. And I think it's really commendable to be vulnerable as a male, especially like in this social culture we have right now. I think it's really hard for dudes to like come out and be like, hey, like that made me really sad, or like, you know what, that wasn't nice, that didn't make me feel good, or like, hey, this is what I'm suffering with. Like every night I go home and I doubt all these things in my head. Like it takes a lot of courage to come out and say that, and I think a lot of people can relate to you, but a lot of people don't have the courage or have come to terms with it enough to be able to put it out there, and hopefully it helps somebody. So I think that's great. And I wish there was more platforms where men could feel safe to be more vulnerable. And I think it's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. And like for instance, like kind of an intro on Justin. I mean, I'll give you the floor, but I met Justin 2 months ago because like I told him about me going to Costa Rica. Well, actually, so this whole platform where we are right now, Justin's studio, he's starting his business, and I'll let him talk about it. But we got connected on a mutual friend, and he goes, hey man, like I told him what I want to do. He's like, dude, I fucking love the vision. Like, is there any way I can kind of help He'll bring a camera guy. I have a guy who would go out there. Like, you know, basically, like, what can I do? Like, I want to be part of, you know, the same team. Because, like, he just had the same, you know, outlook of life that we had. So I got lucky how we connected. And next thing I know, you know, we've been working together for the past 2 months now with the whole Costa Rica idea and, you know, the reset and hopefully to show awareness, but talk about it. But, and also, like, just be like, we're fucking, well, I'm kind of fucked up in the head, but I'm just, you know, we're normal dudes at the same time. Yeah. We still go out. We still get fucked up. We have the one night stands. Well, he has a girlfriend. So I usually, you know, like we do all like the fucked up shit, but it's like, you know, it's like, what's the reality of it at the end of the day? So, I know. Do you want to give a?
Yeah, you know what? I just think it's super interesting because, you know, it's almost like the butterfly effect, right? How one little tiny decision has like this ripple effect on your life and all, you know, of the things that kind of happen afterwards. And, you know, I'm not going to go out down the rabbit hole of like how we got to hedge better and everything we're doing now, but it was just so interesting. Like, you know, I started off with the sports gambling company. And then I decided, oh, we need to do media too. And I built a studio and I started doing podcasts and shows. And then when I got in touch with Alex, it really resonated just on a human level, I think, between the two of us, because really, you know, what we're doing now has nothing to do with sports or sports betting, but we just kind of connected. And I said, wow, this is a good opportunity. He's also a hustler. He's also motivated. And more importantly, he seems like a good dude who wants to help people and do things for the right reason. And I think when you find people like that, not just only in business, but in life, you know, you have to cherish those opportunities and those relationships because there's so many people out there that are trying to pull the wool over your eyes or just use you to gain a step ahead. So yeah, just recognizing good people and, you know, helping each other get where you need to be. That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
I think
it's so important to have real ones in your life because those are the people who are going to check you and call you out on your bullshit and be like, hey, stop, or don't think that way, or hey, like I'm here for you if you want to vent. Like it's great. I'm so happy for you too.
Anastasia, I will honestly say you fucking call me out on my bullshit. Like so we have a weird fucking relationship of we've never hooked up, not one close of, you know, any sexual tension at all. We're just like we're just like degenerates. Like we're Vermont, Boston, like we have the same mindset. Like when, you know, she's single, like we just don't care. We have a good time. We don't care what anyone thinks of us. And it's like at the end of the day, you know, I look at her, I'm like, hey, like, I need to talk to someone because, like, I used to be embarrassed to talk about shit. I used to tell her, and she goes, hey, fucking dummy, just get your shit together. Like, she's not going to coddle me. She goes, you have so much to offer, but, like, put the bottle down. Keep working out. You look fucking chubby right now. Like, she will put me in fucking check. And, like, and it's not, like, it's just a positive. It's what a real friend is, you know?
For sure.
So,
and I feel like too, you know, in the space you guys operate in, you know, just being kind of like reality TV stars or being in the public spotlight now, the amount of like real people and people actually looking out for like your best interests starts to really become less and less, you know, as you climb that ladder. So it's great, I think, that you guys kind of have each other. And speaking of climbing the ladder, I have a question for you guys I kind of wanted to throw out. I think it'd be good for the listeners is, you know, just a little bit of background. Anastasia, obviously, you know, you came from Georgia. Your mother was a pastry chef. You know, Alex, masshole, single mother. And here you guys are, both reality TV stars doing really well for yourselves. And you can say that, you know, kind of it was just a bunch of events that led to you guys getting here, but is no accident, right? There's obviously, you know, steps that you guys took, mentalities that you guys had that allowed you to get to where you guys want to go. So how did you guys get here?
Well, something that I always say is when people say to me, oh, you're so lucky. I go, luck had nothing to do with it. Everything I've done is by design. I go after the things that I want in life, and I'm not afraid to ask for them. I'm not afraid to go for them. And I'm very aware of what it is that I want. And even if I don't truly see the end goal, I know what I want to do to get there. So, I mean, nothing is by accident. Like I always say, trust the universe, because if you put out what you want, you're going to get it back eventually in some way. So, I mean, people who sit around wishing for things to happen aren't the people who are living their true happy best life, because they're waiting around. They're not going out and creating it for themselves. So you really need to be, you know, an executor, a motivator, like somebody who's going to go and get what you want, because you're not going to get it by sitting at home.
Yeah, for sure.
I fucking agree with that. And that's basically kind of the big reason why I wanted to go to Costa Rica. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like, and it says, I don't know the last time I really talked to you. I don't know if I really told you too much about Costa Rica, but
we honestly didn't talk much while you were there,
no,
but
yeah,
you needed this.
yeah, no, but like honestly, like the reason why, I mean, I just got back a week ago. I went to Costa Rica. So I went to Costa Rica for a month, right? And the purpose of this trip was, probably 5 months before I left. So in May, so 5 months like prior to that, I've never dealt with legit, like, I don't want to say the word crippling anxiety because like I don't know how other people is, but I dealt with something completely out of my comfort zone. Did not know how to handle it. Like I don't know, like I don't know how to like kind of properly talk to anyone. Like I never talked to a therapist. I never done any, Xanax. I never took any pills, nothing. Cause like my brain is always like, I look at my brain as a chessboard, right? I always try to figure it out and like what's, got to move this piece, do this piece. Like, so I'm always like trying to constantly like figure out what's wrong with me. And I got to the point that like I was so low, like I wasn't having like any like dark thoughts, but I was just like so unhappy. Like I've never been more unhappy in my life like from this past year. And like, I look back, it's like, what's going wrong in your life that you're not happy? Honestly, nothing. I was living on a boat. I was making good money. I was in the Bahamas. I was traveling this winter. The show just finished airing. I had a good name for myself. There was nothing bad on the outside view happening, just inside. I just felt fucking alone. Like I have a bunch of friends. I'm always going out. Like I always, but like people are like, Alex, you're always out. You're always partying. You have a good time. Yeah, I'm just distracting myself with people that, some are friends, some are just people that we probably don't give a fuck about each other, and it's just a good time because we can laugh off each other's energy. And I realized that all the drinking and all the partying, like I never did drugs or anything, but like you can say that alcohol is a drug. It's like it just took. I know, and it took over. Like it took over of me, of everything. Like, I'd be so hungover, and I always want to be big in the gym so I could like lose a lot of weight and be happy with myself, do all these things, and I'd be hungover and I would just be like depressed. I would start like thinking about things. I would not be motivated. Everything I want to do in life I want to be so successful. Like I just felt down, and after a few days you feel better. And what I do the fucking same shit back on Friday, doing the same thing. And after the time, it's like, I know what the issue is, but I just didn't want to accept the demons inside me. Right. I didn't want to accept, like, am I depressed? Am I alone? Am I X, Y, and Z? Am I missing a girl in my life? Am I, am I afraid to grow up? Like my biggest fear in death, my biggest fear in life is death. And I started thinking, I'm like every time before I went to bed at night, like through this 5 month span of like when I was going through dark, like, just kind of tough days, I kept thinking like, I'm going to die. Like I might not wake up. Like, and like, I didn't want to die, but I was so afraid of, oh my God, like something's going to happen. Like, I don't feel normal. I'm going to have a bad, car accident. I'm going to be a plane crash. I was thinking so extreme. Yeah. And I would think to myself, I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like, do I have clinically go see someone? Like, does a normal person think like this? Why do I think that there's going to be so much harm in my life? And, I just realized like, I didn't have my own thoughts because I was fucking partying. And then like, I would be alone when the party's over. And then you just think about like, is this how I want to live? Is this how I want to end it? So I ended up booking a trip to Costa Rica. I quit my boat. I said, I need to go somewhere and I need to reset my life. I need to, and I know you can't change in a day, a week, or a month, but I'm like, you know what? I need something to find what's happy for Alex, right?
Yeah.
Because my whole life, all I did was, I want to make you happy. I want to make, the person around me. I want to be the party guy. I want everyone to have fun when you drink with me. I never cared about how I felt. I cared what everyone around me felt because it made me feel better about myself. Like that, I was just always a pleaser, right? So I go to Costa Rica, and when I mean, like, I woke up at 5 a.m. every day, watch the sunrise, just walk the beach, learn how to surf, just appreciate nature. So I did yoga, did a ton of meditation, sound therapy. I got hypnotherapy. I just realized there's so much out there in life, and I'm fucking wasting it sitting sitting on a bar stool every day. But I realized it's not just sitting in the bar all day. I realized it's my fucking balance in life. Like, okay, if you want to have a glass of wine and, decompress, sure. But learn how to, like, for me, this is what I thought about. I was talking to a local Costa Rican guy. I'm like, why can't I just have a casual one and say no more and still able to wake up and go to the gym and be, organize all this? No, I just keep going so I can just drink away whatever feelings I have. And then I wake up the next fucking day and I'm unmotivated. So in Costa Rica, I was like, fuck that. I'm not, so the first 2 weeks, I'm like, I'm not drinking, working out every day. I didn't eat a carb. I was, I was happier because my body was looking better. But at the end of the day, I still didn't have a balance because I was doing extreme. I was completely cutting everything out. I was cutting out carbs, cutting out alcohol. I'm like, a guy told me, he was like, dude, learn balance. Like, if you want to have some, still get up, get your ass up, still eat healthy, but go surf, go work out. So I started learning the balance in that month. And I realized I'm selfish. I realized, I'm afraid to let go. I'm stubborn. I realized all these things. I fucking looked in the mirror and it was hard, man. It was a hard pill to swallow. And, but it was eye-opening of like who I want to be, where I want to be. And like, I flew home with not 1 ounce anxiety because, it wasn't about the fear of death. It was about me. And I realized it was, I was the fucking demon inside and I had to change myself. But, am I changed? No, because what fucking happened? I got back from Costa Rica. I got back and I felt so good, lost weight. I was so happy. I was on a high of life was so good. And I thought, I learned balance. So what I do, I got right back home last week, fucking drank 5 days in a row with my buddies. I was excited to see everyone, went golfing. I was so fucking depressed yesterday and today. And I realized, like, what the fuck, Alex? Like, everything you just did, didn't go to waste because, like, I realized what I did, but, like, you went right back in that fucking rabbit hole. Yeah. Like, you dummy. Like, so hard on myself. Like, I literally never been more scared. I was fucking running yesterday after coming back from this great vacation. Was running every day. I went on a fucking 5-day bender, drank, ate shit, whatever. And I ran the next morning, yesterday morning, to sweat it all out. I went down to my hands and knees and I was having a full-blown panic attack and I couldn't see. It was all white. My hands were shaking. My legs were shaking. My heart was going 100 miles per hour. I thought I was having a heart attack. A lady comes up to me. Oh my God, like, are you, like, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know. I couldn't even talk. And I was so embarrassed, but also like thought I was dying. I thought I was like, I overworked my body. I drove myself to the fucking hospital yesterday. And I realized, like, they did a test. I was completely fine. They said I had a panic attack and I was dehydrated. I've never been more embarrassed. I didn't want to tell anyone. I was so ashamed of myself. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I don't know. It was the hardest thing. I realized, like, I was so down yesterday. I realized this morning, I'm like, you know what? It's not fucking late. Like, this is a fucking wake up call, not like what you need to do in your life. So, now, like, I'm not going to say, oh, I'm going to do this now. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to try to be better every day. I just, I know it's priority to me. I want to work out. I want to work. I signed up to take my realtor, trying to get my real estate license. I start class next week. Like, but it sounds all these good things, but like, I have to capitalize on it. Until I capitalize, it's fucking nothing, man. You can say you're going to do all these things. Until you fucking do it and you learn from your shit, it's not going to mean anything.
For sure.
Well, here's the thing, Alex, that I think is really admirable about you at such a young age. I mean, you're only 25. I think what's really cool is you're very aware of yourself and you're very aware of what areas you need to work on and you know how to get there. And I think that's like a really hard and big step for a lot of people, is like realizing what their problems are. I mean, I tell you this all the time. I'm like, dude, you don't need to like put it out there that you're not drinking for 30 days or whatever. I'm like, just do it. Like, just figure it out and like try and just like that guy was saying, have some balance. It's obviously really hard, especially in the industry that we work in. I mean, if you look at yachting, it is rampant with alcoholics, drug abusers, people who normalize that kind of behavior in an entire industry. That was one of my like hardest things to adjust to when I started in yachting. Is my captain was always drinking on our days off. My friends were always drinking on our days off. I was like, could we go do like something else that doesn't revolve around sitting around a bar?
Yeah.
And like, it's really hard when you're in these environments where you feel like that behavior is normalized.
Absolutely.
So like,
I agree.
it's tough. It's tough for you, man. Like, you're out there in Boston, like your friends are great. I've met a lot of them, but like the fun thing to do in Boston, like any other millennial in Boston, is go out and drink, go out to dinner, go out and drink. Like, you guys aren't getting together and be like, oh, let's like go take a hike today, or let's go do this other fun thing. It's like, oh, where are we brunching? Where are we getting drinks? That's the whole culture. And how do you get away from that? Like, what do you have to do? Like, cut all your friends off? Like, it's just.
And that's the thing. It's so like, hard. I totally agree with that. And like you said, even the culture I'm in, like, you know, from what you learned of me, like I feel like every time I do the best is like, you know, when I'm out of like, when I don't know anyone, but like, I can't live my life like that. I have to like accept that, you know, cause I'm going to be on the go for the rest of my life if I keep up this shit. You know, I want to have a family. I want to have a stable life. Like, I get jealous of fucking, like, even if someone's making, you know, whatever salary, but they're happy, like a small salary. I get jealous. Like, you know what you want to do. You know you want to stay here. You know you're happy with your job. You're getting engaged with your wife. Like, I see all these things. Everyone gets like so jealous of me, dude. You always hook up with the hottest girls, or you live the best life. You're always on a boat. You're traveling. You get to do all these things. You get to afford this. I'm like, bro, I would much rather have your fucking $50,000 salary. You know, like that, the house you're, you know, saving for. You know, all these things you have, the happiness, the fucking dog, the girl. It's like, you know, I'm jealous of that. I'm jealous of the fucking people that are happy. Cause like I had this convo today with a guy that, you know, I'm going to work underneath his firm for real estate. I'm like, he's like, dude, like you're going to make so much fucking money. You have such a good personality, X, Y, and Z. I'm like, dude, if you wrote me a check right now for $1 million, it wouldn't faze me. And that's for someone, I don't have money. I'm not a fucking rich at all. I'm just an average fucking worker. I truly mean, obviously like that'd be cool, but I truly mean like, I don't know what makes me happy. Like, I don't like, and that's a real ass feeling. Like I could win the fucking lottery. It doesn't matter to me, because what's going to happen? I'm fucking still feeling alone inside, still feeling whatever fucking's going on in my head. Right. So it's like, what is that? I ask that fucking $1 million question every time. What makes me happy? It makes me happy is making people feel better about themselves. So I realized the whole time what I'm supposed to do in this life. And I was like, oh, like, you know, not an entertainer, but like just making, like being the voice of people. Like, I get it. I go through the shit. I fucking had all those 1,000,001 nights. I've had all those parties, everything. But like, I realized like, that's not what I want, you know?
Well, so, you know, here's a question I kind of have in, you know, not to play devil's advocate, but, you know, I think sometimes, and I think especially like with people like us, you know, I can say personally, like, for instance, one of the reasons why, like, I went out on a limb and stepped outside of my comfort zone to like try to start these companies was because I just had this feeling inside that you know, while it might be fine for some people and I would never knock it, for me, the idea of like a white picket fence in the suburbs, you know, that didn't appeal to me, right? I wanted something more out of life. I wanted to get the most that life had to offer. Do you guys think that, you know, I mean, now that, you know, you're at that point where you start to get like, you know, some of the money and the fame and things like that, and, you know, some of the other things, you know, you start to look at and say, oh, I wish I had like, you know, the significant other, or the cozy job, and then white picket fence at the house. You know, I guess my question is it one of those things where it's like, you know, do you think as a person you truly would have been happy if you just settled for that, you know, the kind of cookie cutter lifestyle that everybody else does? Because I get what you guys are doing comes with a certain level of stress and uncertainty. But I think like for me, I'm the type of person like who I'd rather have that stress and uncertainty than be part of the cookie cutter. And so I'm curious what you guys think about that.
It's funny because I'm actually going through a very pivotal time in my life, like right at this moment. So for the last 6-7 years, I have been traveling the world. I've been on a show. I've been doing all these crazy things, been to more countries than I can count. And I have all these amazing experiences and friends, like I've met Alex through this, like that's incredible. But what I've been missing is stability. Feeling like I've done something for myself and feeling like at the end of the day, I've put in some sort of like currency, whether that be time or effort or whatever it is. And I have something that's substantial and real, tangible, that I see the fruits of my labor. For the last however many years, like I've been doing all this fun stuff, but I look around and I'm like, okay, well, don't have much in my bank account. I don't own anything. I'm in my parents' house. I have nothing. So literally within this last like few months, I've completely had this huge shift of like my whole mind shift of like, wow, I want to do something where I can create financial stability for myself, for my family, and for my future family. So I've literally just moved back home. I'm 5 days into this new career, which is still very entrepreneurial. And there's a lot of like, talking with people and creating my own business, right. Which I have a few other businesses, but I'm starting this new one. So there is that, uncertainty and that kind of like, ooh, what's going to happen? But it's offering me so much more stability. And I've realized that that's something that I really crave. And I think when you're in an industry like Alex and I, when you're constantly changing, you're living out of a bag, it's impossible to hold down a relationship. As you get older, you start to realize what your priorities are. And you start to realize, oh, my priorities aren't going to 5 different Mediterranean countries this summer and, sleeping with a bunch of random people and having all these good times. My priorities are, I want to buy, 3 properties by the time I'm 35. And, right. I want to be able to afford the car payment that I want. And I want my parents to have a nice house. And, if I want to go on a vacation, I can. Those are the things that are starting to be important to me now. Right. Whereas before I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm going to show my titties in Greece. Like, I'll do whatever I want.
Isn't that photo you did do that?
So I actually did do that. Yeah. So, it's just like my entire perception and my priority has completely changed in a matter of months. Yeah. And, I think that's what happens when you say enough is enough. Like, I don't want that anymore. It's not making me happy anymore. It's just what I'm used to. It's what I'm comfortable doing.
Absolutely.
But you got to put yourself out of that comfort zone to learn and to grow. And honestly, like, so I started getting therapy last year and it was the best thing I've ever done in my life. Mm-hmm. I went for one reason and I ended up unearthing all these other reasons and things that I needed to work on that nobody had ever held up a mirror and been like, see, this is what you're doing. This is how you can change it. But you need to accept that these are the things you do that you convince yourself that your behavior is okay.
Yeah. No,
I was like, that was hard to swallow, but shit, right? That helped.
No, I totally agree with you. And it's funny because like you're doing the change now. And like, we said like, I know I'm self-aware in what I need to do. And like, I know what I need to do coming forward, but it's just the actions, it's like, I know that. And it's like, I truly believe it. Even though I had like a fucking speed bump, this past weekend, I truly like that didn't defeat me. That definitely fucking pushed me down, absolutely beat the fuck out of me. But like, I know still like I still have that Costa Rica kind of mindset would change me of like, I see that vision now and I see what I want. And like, like I just gotta be patient, like I was always like I'm so not a patient person. I'm so always go. I just gotta take a step back and like relax and like actually like take myself serious and put myself first because I put everyone else first because I like, that's just what I was kind of how I got brought up of like, making people feel better. So at the end of the day, I want to make myself feel better. So whatever that is, like, hopefully things work out with the real estate. Cause you know me, I can fucking talk nonstop. And like, and I feel like, I always do connect with people. Who knows? That might not be my fucking thing, but I'm going to try it because like, that's going to be something different. And like, that's going to be a step of doing a real fucking job and not living out a bag for the past 4 years. And I think I'm going to be coaching this summer, well, all next winter on the side too, with the junior team and traveling and getting back my old roots of like, that's who I was. I was happy. I was playing a sport. I was working out every day. And like to help those kids that might be, might be where I was, that's kind of where I'm falling into of like, okay, I see things are going to unravel for me, but it's day by day. Right. So I'm just hoping to kind of see what happens.
Like, you need to have patience with yourself, and we all do, and we all are our toughest critics.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're always like, oh, you idiot. Like, I can't believe you did that, whatever. But like, I think you're totally in the right mindset of wanting that change, and you want to see that change. And yeah, you might have a day or a week or maybe a month where you're like just totally off the wagon, like, you've lost your path. But if you're able to kind of, just adjust your sales and get back on your course,
yeah, there you go.
You're gonna be just fine, man.
Well,
you just gotta give yourself some patience.
It was like a down point too. kind of mix up kind of a funny one. I got a few DMs this weekend of that people that saw me in an outside view, and they go a few different occasions was like, hey, you look pretty drunk from a distance. Look like you had the best time having shots. Who are you making out with in the corner of the bar? And like, that's so cringy to me. I do not do fucking PDA, and I'm so drunk. I didn't even remember. Like, that's like, me, like when I'm drunk, I have the best time, always fun. But like, I was like, oh my God, like that made my anxiety worse. I'm like, I don't remember. I made out with someone. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then something bad. This is kind of this is kind of me. This is kind of me in a nutshell as well. So I do remember this. Cole Burke, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So. We're out with on Sunday, and like, I know I need to change, but let's just laugh at a few things. So, so Sunday we're at a bar, and the girl and the bartender cuts him off, right? Cuts off our buddy. He's had too much to drinks, but like, he was funny. He was like, oh, come on, let me do one more shot. She goes, no. I'm like, oh, can I do a shot then? She goes, oh no, I can't give you shots either. I'm like, but like, we're friendly trying to laugh. She goes, no, you guys, honestly, I've watched you guys do over 20 shots each. Like, can't do it. I'm like, what can we do to have one more shot? She goes, if you guys kiss for 10 seconds, I will give you the shot. And the bartender started laughing. I grab his face, and we just puckered lips for 10 seconds. The whole bar counted, and they go, you're fucking nuts. They gave us the shot. We had it. But like, I had some texting me. Someone was like, bro, are you gay? I'm like, no, but like, I'll kiss someone for a shot. Like,
you're like, $20.
Yeah, dude,
yeah, exactly.
Dude. And it's funny. He texted me like the next day. He called me. He goes, did we really have to puck for a kiss? I'm like, oh yeah, we did it. And like, and it's so bad. Like that like
you just ghost him.
Hey, I'm like,
you're no longer friends.
I'm like, dude, why are you talking that weird shit? That wasn't me.
Why are you so obsessed with me?
Hey, I'm like, dude, that was someone else you kissed, not me, bro. Dude, but what's bad? So we left the water club, and once we left, like our Ubers, there was no Ubers. Like we're so drunk, we need to go. And so like 30 minutes or something. So I'm like, dude, let's walk down the hill, like, and like maybe we'll find a car. His house was only 5 minutes from there, or I was trying to go to Landmark. Keep it going. But so we walk down there. I see 2 coyotes turn around and start following us. Swear to God, from water club, 2 coyotes. I'm like, bro, do you know what they are? He goes, dude, what are they, huskies? Like dogs? I'm like, those are fucking coyotes. A car pulls up to me. He goes, hey man, do you guys notice there's 2 coyotes following you? I'm like, I'll give you $20. Please, can I hop in your car and just please go a mile down the road? He goes, yeah, hop in. So me and Cole hop in a stranger's car, like literally a stranger's car, shit face, getting followed by coyotes. That's my life in the nutshell. And then the next day I called the cops on myself.
Oh my God, Alex.
At least you have fun when you're with me though.
So what
But I have fun with you when we're not drinking too.
I know. I'm not saying just the drink. Well, last time we went drinking, it was bad.
When's the last time you two got to hang out?
When's the last time we went drinking together? Are you talking about in Boston?
Oh no, that was I guess like my house at Galley Talk, but I was thinking the summertime when you came down. I tried to I know. I'm not gonna get into it, but I tried to set her up with my cousin and he fucked it up. And
he straight up just like totally just pretty much like ghosted me in person, which is like the worst thing ever.
I'm just gonna say this part of the situation. So we had a group chat for like So we had this group chat before she came down, and a few of my cousins, they're good looking dudes, Anastasia, another girl, and Anastasia's like, I'm coming down to Boston. And they were like joking around, flirting over text message, like he's like, dude, we're gonna go out, blah blah blah. We go to a pregame. They're like handsy on each other, not kissing or anything, but very flirty. I'm like, oh cool, like they have a good vibe right now, perfect. We get to Broadway. And once we get to Broadway, there's a little line outside the door. Yeah. And we're waiting on line. He sees a buddy and two other girls. He's straight up.
Oh no.
He's straight up sat with the buddy and two other girls. Did not say a word to us. We had a table, me, her, and it was supposed to be six people, like a triple date. And it was two dudes and Anastasia and the two other girls. And she goes, dude, are you kidding me? Like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was bad. It was
so embarrassing. I was just like, wow, really? Like, we have literally been, we FaceTimed, we were messaging like privately.
Straight up.
And he's just straight up like sees this other chick and is like, and I was like, oh my God, something like that has never happened to me in my life.
It was an ego kill for sure.
It was such an ego kill. Like I was just like, what?
Do you think he got intimidated? Like, is there any chance like he got stage fright and was like, I can't do this?
No, he saw a girl that he was like, you know what? She seems like, this other girl seems like, oh, I just met her. Now it's like a game, you know? It's like, it's a game. Like, let me try to see if I can get another girl. If that doesn't work out, I'll go back. You know what I mean? It was like, I've never been more embarrassed. I'm like, bro, like, this is my good friend. Like,
though, because I just fucked his best friend.
Yeah. So later that night, she fucked his best friend and she goes, you know, fuck it. Like, fuck it. I'm fucking somebody tonight. And you know what the best part about that was? Hey, you got to tell the part of like after they had sex, like what happened with all like the food and the popsicles and everything that happened with that. Say it.
So his friend, you know, very, very sweet guy. This wasn't, you know, it wasn't like dirty or skeezy or anything. Like actually was a
he's
sweet,
very hot,
like, attentive, very hot person. I felt kind of bad because like it obviously like seemed like a rebound.
Yeah, it was 100% rebound.
It was, but I was like, you know what? Like I'm single. I came down here to have fun. Like I'm gonna have fun. I'm not gonna let this guy ruin my night. So I ended up like flirting with his best friend and whatever. So like we get back to his place, like, you know, whatever, we do it. And then he gets up, he goes upstairs and he comes back downstairs with a plate of probably like 15 taquitos. You know, those like,
you know, the Mexican
rolls? Yeah.
Mexican burritos, like the skinny ones. Yeah.
This is like, eats them all. And I'm like, all right, like you got your snack, like that's great, you know.
Didn't he do another round with you and got more food after that?
So then we, you know, have sex again, and then he goes back upstairs, gets like, he goes back downstairs with a plate of like 20 like pigs in a blanket, just like some random ass shit. Like literally just dumped the whole box into a microwave and then just ate it.
Dude was burning calories. I had to replenish to get the Gatorade.
A gallon of milk.
Then, I'm like, okay, like, whoa. And then I'm pretty sure he like goes again and like comes back downstairs with another like snack. I'm like, dude, this guy, like, I can't believe he's eating so much. And then I wake up the next morning
with a million missed calls from me.
Million missed calls from Alex. He like is trying to get into the house. His cousin, who stood me up, picks him up, brings him to the house, and I'm like, they're like fucking, you know, probably still drunk. Like, I look disgusting. Like, I've just been like fucking this guy
destroyed.
Who has like 20 taquitos in his stomach.
Dude, I literally, man. So I met a girl that night as well. So I had an away game as well. And so it comes to a point. I'm like, okay, I know where Anastasia is. I'm like, fuck. I'm like only a mile and a half away. I'm in South. This is what I think this was 2 summers ago. Honestly, yeah, it was before COVID. And I was like, fuck. Like, you know, my bag's in her house. Like, I just need to go. This girl is fucking too clingy. She's trying to cuddle too much, and like I don't know her, and she's giving me weird conversations. I need to get the fuck out of here. Like, honestly, I'm hungover, I'm miserable. So I'm fucking banging on the door. I'm calling Gary, I'm calling Anastasia. These 2 fucking idiots just put their phones on silent, can't hear the door banging. I had to open up the window in fucking Southie. People are getting ready for work. There's like moving trucks, like doing shit. Sees me sneaking in a window. People are like, yo, what are you doing? I'm like, dude, don't worry. I need my backpack. Like, fuck off. But it was just like, she wakes up. Hey, honey. I'm like, shut up, Anastasia. Let's go. Get your drunk ass in the car. Daddy's driving. We're leaving. We're going home.
That's the taquito coma right there. I don't know.
We both had the Sunday scaries so bad, and I was like, let's just get out of here. Like, we gotta go.
Then we got brunch at fucking Lincoln 2 hours later, and we spiraled again.
Yep.
It did. No, I drove home. I drove back to Vermont.
When she sobered up after the mimosas.
Yeah. I drove back to Vermont. Oh my God. That was quite the week. That was like, wasn't that the first time we've ever like met in person?
Oh my God. So this is more embarrassing. So Anastasia, we did a bunch of Zooms together. Like we did like a bunch of Instagram lives. We hit it off. Unbelievable. I felt like I knew her for my whole fucking life, the way like we acted for like 6 months before meeting in person.
Right.
I'm like, dude, like come down to Boston. We're only like 2 hours away from each other. So she comes down, and I just got in this trap house. I'm trying to fix it up. So when I mean a trap house, man, like the house was
literally people who do copious amounts of crack could live there.
Dude, it's in Randolph. The house is 110 years old.
Oh geez.
And when I mean it's small, like it's like I try to gut it and like try to redo everything myself. Still haven't gone anywhere to this day. But when she got there, I'm like, hey, Anastasia, honestly, like, because like she was like, okay, like I'll just stay with you. I'm like, no, you should probably get a hotel. Like I'm like trying to be nice of like,
I'm not getting a hotel.
I know, but I was saying, wait, I'm not saying with me. I was saying like I was like, Anastasia, like you should probably get a hotel that's clean. Like no, dude, I'll stay with you. Don't worry about it. I'm like, and then I'm like, and I'm getting embarrassed. I'm like, fuck, like this is the first time I'm meeting her. She's gonna judge the fuck out of me. Like, so I'm like, dude, like seriously, this is my situational house. She's like, I don't care. When someone says they don't give a fuck before they get there, she didn't care. She looked at me like this. What the fuck, Alex?
Oh, she gave a fuck. Yeah, but she saw it and gave a fuck. Yeah.
Hey, I had no shower installed. You had to go down to the basement to use a sink. Like the toilet was just by itself in the bathroom. It was bad, man. And like she started dying laughing. Like whatever. She stayed there one night, and then the other night stayed at my buddy's house. Names that we don't say. But shit. Dude, but it was funny, man. And it's like, but like from like even that moment, like we're like, dude, like we were honestly like, and then we're different in our life, so we're like the same like person. Like honestly, the way how we just like we don't give a fuck, we do whatever, we get along like too well. We're like, this is gonna be a scary friendship.
Yeah.
I'm like, welcome the first day. We're both having away games with fucking 2 people we'd never met before. And I'm picking her up in the morning.
I think it's hysterical too, how it's like you were there to meet his cousin, and then once that didn't work out, you both were like, all right, fuck it, we're both just gonna fuck the cousin. We're just gonna do our own thing. Yeah.
Hey, we don't bring that up anymore. That's the last time she hears that. She was traumatized.
That's hysterical.
Dude, we had some.
I needed it. I'm definitely one of those people who's always the one who's like breaking things off and who's usually in control. So like, I got my ego checked. I needed it.
Damn straight you did. I'll let you know when that happens to me. I'm just kidding. I get my ego checked every fucking day. I go out when I'm blackout and I see messages of shit I've done. So it's all right. So what? Hey man, honestly, I'm excited though. I'm excited to kind of see what comes next with like all what we're doing. It's like you guys just see, we just fucking ramble. Like we literally like this is just our real fucking lives. Like we are just the most random fucking. I know me and Anastasia are just like off the charts, like bananas. So, but I think it'll be good. I think going forward, I want to get in like, some ex below deck people, get some real housewives in here. I'm calling you out, Heather Gay. I want you on there. I want you to be my first housewife on there. But, I think get other people and just their perspectives, and let's, I think every week too, the new below deck season's coming out. Let's give recaps, Anastasia. Let's talk about it. Start the intro of give a recap on below deck, what are the new season. Let's just talk about whatever. We'll get some guests in, and
the new season of Med is coming up.
I know.
It's gonna be crazy. Hannah.
Dude, I know.
It's gonna be nuts.
No, Alex Radcliffe, the former lead
Anastasia. Stewardess.
Oh my God. The fan favorite. I'm not bragging. Alex. No, but it'll be cool. But man, and Justin, dude, I'm pumped for us. We're gonna do shit, and whatever comes about. Like I said, we're doing this to be fun now, but I can see it really happening, and hopefully people see our perspectives, and
and people who are watching and listening, drop a line in the comments, let us know what you're interested in hearing about. Let us know what topics you're into. If you want to hear more about our lives, or you want to hear more about our reality shows, or whatever it is, any topic of discussion is on the table. So just drop a line in the comments and just let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. I think at the end of every episode, we'll do listener emails or listener questions, and we'll do 3 or 5 questions, just bang it out, give our opinions, and we'll wrap it as that. But I think I'm good. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about, or?
No, I'm excited.
I'm excited.
We get to talk every week.
For sure. This was honestly, this was great. Appreciate everybody out there listening, tuning in. We'll be back here each week, doing our thing, kind of talking, shooting the shit. Like they said, anything you guys want, help us make it a better show. Drop comments, let us know what you guys want to hear, and we'll be back to you next week. We'll try to get better every week. Appreciate you guys.
All right, see you guys.
Later.